So there's this pic going around right now, and honestly, it's one of those moments where the internet accidentally proves its own hypocrisy in real time. Divers off the Maldives, deep water, a shark swimming by, calm, doing its own thing. And in front of it, one of the divers unfurls a Palestinian flag. That's the whole pic, a flag underwater next to a shark. And it's everywhere right now. To get why this pic is even a thing, you have to rewind a bit, because this isn't the first time sharks and Palestine ended up in the same conversation online. Remember the whole controversy from 2025, a whale shark that ended up stranded near Gaza. Instead of it just being a sad story about a stranded animal, it turned into this whole ugly online argument, people turning a distressed sea creature into a political football, cracking jokes, picking sides, and being cruel about it for clout. And in that same ugly wave of commentary, there were people, actual people, typing from the comfort of wherever they were sitting, who said things like, sharks should eat them, talking about Palestinians and hoping sea creatures would tear people apart. That's the level some of this discourse dropped to, wishing violence from animals onto human beings, over a flag, over an identity, over people just trying to survive. Why? Because the other side is very, very sure that God is with them, and hence God will also order these creatures to harm the Palestinians. So now, fast forward to the Maldives. Divers go underwater, on purpose, with that exact flag people wished would get dealt with by a shark. And what happens? Nothing. The shark swims right past it, no aggression, no interest. Just completely unbothered, gliding on like it's got somewhere to be. The flag stays intact. Nobody gets hurt. The moment is calm, almost peaceful. And here's what needs to be said out loud, because it's exactly what this clip is quietly proving. If that shark had shown even the slightest aggression toward that flag, if it had so much as brushed against it wrong, torn a corner, bumped a diver, you already know what would have happened. It would have been everywhere. Screenshots, headlines, even the animals reject it, sign from above, and nature itself is against them. People would have built an entire narrative out of one shark's random movement in the water. It would have been treated as some kind of divine verdict, but the opposite happened. The shark showed the flag zero hostility, total indifference, total grace, business as usual. And what's the reaction to that? Silence mostly, or worse, jokes. People mocking the divers, mocking anyone who calls this a meaningful moment, acting like it's cringe or forced to see solidarity in it. That's the double standard in one pic. If the animal reacts badly, then they scream that it is a sign from God, proof of something ominous, plastered across every timeline. If the animal reacts with total calm, total peace, that's suddenly nothing. That's just a shark being a shark. Nothing to see here, and anyone who feels moved by it gets laughed at. You can't have it both ways. Either the behavior of a wild animal means something, or it doesn't. And the second it doesn't fit the narrative some people want, suddenly it's just biology. And suddenly everyone's a marine expert saying sharks don't care about flags anyway, obviously. And here's the thing though, for a lot of people watching this clip, it was never really about proving anything scientific. Nobody's out here claiming the shark read the flag and made a political decision. That's not the point. The point is the symbolism people needed. After watching a flag, a people, an entire identity get mocked, dehumanized, and wished harm upon, online, by strangers, over and over. There's something almost poetic about that same flag being carried calmly through the deep, past a creature people wanted to weaponize against it, and coming out untouched, peaceful, whole. Call it a coincidence if you want. Call it just marine biology if that makes you feel better. But there's a reason this clip is spreading, and the earlier ugliness around that stranded whale shark barely gets acknowledged anymore. One version of the story lets people feel morally superior for a second. The other version, divers, calm water, a flag surviving untouched, doesn't fit as neatly into a joke. So the sharks didn't attack. The flag didn't sink. It just kept flying underwater, unbothered by the hate typed from behind a screen. Make of that what you will. But don't pretend it's just any other pic when the same crowd was ready to celebrate the exact opposite outcome. If this one hit you the way it hit us, smash that like button before you go. And if the flag staying up in that water meant something to you too, let us know down in the comments. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.